Konnichiwa, Japan fans. Today's show, we're going to talk about sales proposals. Eigyo desu. それでは行きましょう. So let's get going. This is the 7th year of the Sales Japan series podcast, broadcasting around the world from the Beverly Hills of Japan, Minato-ku, here in downtown Tokyo. It is chic central. I'm your host, Dr. Greg Story, Dale Carnegie Tokyo franchise owner, the president of Dale Carnegie Tokyo Training, and the 3-time best-selling author of Japan Sales Mastery, which is Zaegyo in Japanese, Japan Business Mastery, and Japan Presentations Mastery. Plus, stop wasting money on training in Japanese, training de okane o muda ni sume wa yamimashou, and these are all available now on Amazon. In this podcast, I want to help you to survive and even better, thrive in business. 1, sell more, do it more easily. 2, exceed your targets, in fact, blow up your targets. 3, make some serious money. Don't forget to subscribe and share this podcast with your family, friends, and colleagues. We are not being sponsored by Libsyn, but we value your privacy, which is why we have our podcast hosted by Libsyn. Unlike many other hosting organizations, Libsyn have a strict policy that does not allow access to your private information by anyone. Here is our daily podcast lineup on Apple Podcasts. Mondays, the Cutting Edge Japan Business Show podcast. Tuesday, the Presentations Japan series. And every second Tuesday, the Business Touches in no Oshie Show. Wednesdays, the Sales Japan series. Thursdays, the Leadership Japan series. And every second Thursday, the Business Pro Podcasto Show. Fridays, the Japan Business Mastery Show podcast. Saturdays, Japan's top business interviews. Now, this is episode number 332. Today we are talking about, are your sales proposals working effectively? In Japan, we usually need a couple of meetings with the client to get the business. In meeting 1, we build a rapport and trust. We explore their needs and try to understand if what we have is actually what they need. We are tremendously disinterested in slamming any square pegs into round holes and wasting our precious sales time. If we have understood their needs and we can help them, then we set up meeting number 2, right then and there, to come back with our proposal. In some cases, we might have a simple requirement and we can provide the pricing and terms on the spot and try and do the deal while we're in the first meeting. Usually anything with big numbers attached to it needs a proper proposal because various sections of the buyer's company will need to conduct their due diligence on the deal, so there are multiple decision makers involved. How much detail should the proposal include? Some salespeople in Japan work on the basis that Japanese clients are always hungry to devour as much data and information as possible to make sure they reduce the chance of making a mistake. So, they have a long and very detailed proposal for the client to wade through. This is a very tricky equation. We're in danger of diluting our key points by overpowering them with too much information. On the other hand, as noted, there is always more than one person involved in the decision, and some people will be data vampires who want to suck up as much information as possible. So, we have a number of audiences for our work, and how do we keep them all satisfied? One answer is to keep the main body of the proposal fairly simple and clean. We don't bog it down in endless detail. The heavy lifting detail can be moved to an accompanying document, or we sequester it at the end of the proposal as a separate entity for those who need lots and lots of information. We know that the analytical personality style will be looking for numbers to 3 decimal places, and these types are usually in the technical fields or are to do with the money side of the business, and we have to cater for them too. Driver and expressive personality styles will not be interested in so much detail. They want to get to the point and keep moving because they either see time is money or they dislike getting into the weeds. Because we know that our document will get moved around, it is a good idea to assume some of the readers won't know anything about who we are and what we do. So a small section outlining the company background and the scope of work we cover will be a good little addition aimed at people we will never meet. The people in the room with us know about us, of course, but we shouldn't assume they are going to tell all of the other readers everything they know about us. We can consider some additions and deletions for the proposal. Additions would be ancillary services or products which the buyer might like to consider. You get this on Amazon and other shopping sites where they tell you what other similar buyers also bought as a way to add to the shopping cart while they have your attention. We can do the same and add in some additional suggestions which may help the buyer. In our case, we might be talking about a training course and we might add in as an optional extra some one-on-one coaching as well. They won't have mentioned it in the original conversation, but we put it in the proposal and price it as a way of stimulating their thinking. If they don't want it, then they can just take it out and we only price the main service. Find out more when we come back from the break. Today's show is brought to you by our public courses, but we also are doing custom in-house programs. We do them in both Japanese and English. We do them in our super safe classroom and live online. On the 12th of April, we'll be having our Dale Carnegie course. This is our main program for getting mindset change, building people skills, particularly the people who are not like you, becoming the type of leader that people want to follow, and also how to improve your productivity by reducing your stress and getting control of it. Very, very big feature. I'd say probably 1 in 5 people I meet tell me that this is the main thing they got out of it. The other thing, of course, is we want to be really great at stepping up and stepping forward. And this course will deliver all those things: people skills, leadership, communication skills, being really concise, really clear, stress management, and of course, getting that mindset to change. On the 20th of April, we're doing high-impact presentations. It's main modules are done over 2 days, back-to-back, very intensive program, 2 instructors, everything videoed, just wall-to-wall feedback, wall-to-wall coaching, one-on-one coaching for 2 days, flat out all the time. And the great thing about watching yourself on video with coaching is you can actually see what's going on. You hear the soundtrack when you're in the main room doing the actual talk. One of the instructors is coaching you. And then when you see the replay, you can see yourself and you hear the soundtrack of the coaching. And then you see when you make the change the coach is suggesting, and you see instantly, oh yeah, that looks a lot better. I'm going to keep doing that. That's a very quick change. That's very, very fast to get you to make an alteration like that in a habit that you've had for a very long time. That's why this course is so, so powerful. Go to our website at www.dale-carnegie.co.jp. That's www.dale-carnegie.co.jp. Lots and lots of value there for you. To do better in Japan, email me at greg.story@dalecarnegie.com. If you like learning by watching video, then we have nearly 2,000 there for you at Tokyo, Japan, Dale Carnegie TV on YouTube. Welcome back. A deletion would be scope creep. If we are not specific enough, buyers will agree to our proposal and then assume it also covers a bunch of other stuff, all of which costs us money, but which were not covered in our original pricing. Without going crazy, we need to delineate what we are going to include for the price and what is not covered, but which could be included for an additional payment. Payment cadence is also a good thing to mention. Perhaps you want to receive payments on the way through the project if it is stretched out over time and you cannot get paid up front. Some big companies are very happy to screw the little guy and will force you to agree to 60, 90 or 120-day payments. Their CFO has done a calculation of how much they can make extra by not paying us in a timely manner and force us to wait to get paid. It is a good idea to stipulate your payment cadence terms in the proposal and make it clear from the start. Sometimes you just have to suck it up if you want the business, but it is a better idea to try and fight for better payment terms from the get-go. After a while, we'll come up with some templates which will work well, and we can keep polishing the process. Some salespeople like to use PowerPoint slides and others like to use a Word document. I don't think it really matters too much. One exception, please, 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 don't cram all of the information, which should be spread over 10 slides, into 2 or 3 slides, and make the whole presentation look like a gigantic mess. There are specialist software packages for proposal, but that strikes me as an additional expense I don't necessarily need, but there may be some value to them. We should automate the process as much as we can so that we don't have to keep building every proposal from zero. There will be some common features which we won't need to alter. We can build up probably 80-90% of the content, which will become a set piece for every proposal as we discover what works best. I hate having to send off a proposal unescorted, naked, into the world without any protection. Send it to me. Nasty words I never want to hear. That is why in meeting 1, we set the date and time for meeting 2, because we need to be there to walk them through that proposal. We need to be using all of our ninja-level body language reading skills to see how they react to different parts of the proposal. Left to their own devices, they will go straight to the pricing page and decide it is too expensive because they haven't read anything in the rest of the proposal which justifies the price. We have to be there to guide them through the value before they get to the pricing. Take another look at the proposals you're handing over to clients. Are the contents and presentation being maximized, or have bad habits crept in and inertia is now ruling the process rather than clever thinking? Thank you for joining the Sales Japan series. If you found the program useful, then please work on your karma and share this with your family, friends and colleagues. Don't forget to subscribe and share this podcast. Immediately apply what you've learned today. Go out there and survive. Use it and make some serious money. Bucks, dough, moolah, coin, dosh, lolly, ready, smackers, earners, and bread and honey. Remember, I'm in your corner, committed to your success here in Nippon.